was a younger guy, I don't know, maybe in my early 20s, just graduated from college, living in Jacksonville, Florida. My best friend growing up was a guy named Val. And Val's family had a big ranch down in Gainesville, Florida, and they had a quail hunting operation where they bring guests down to hunt quail on the weekends during season. So Val was always going through a series of bird dogs and training bird dogs. And there was one dog in particular named Speck. It was a Brittany Spaniel puppy. And Val told me, I'm having a heck of a time because every time I leave the house, Speck finds whatever piece of paper, newspapers, magazines, anything, paper towels, toilet paper, and he grabs it and he runs onto the couch and he tears it apart. And I can't get him to stop. So I said, can you come over like you normally do if we're going to go out and grab a beer or something like that? Just come on over. So I went over and Val said, we're going to sit here for a minute and we're going to leave like we normally do. Only when we leave, we're going to go into the closet over there. And we're going to wait. And we're going to spring out of the closet and surprise Speck. And so we say, goodbye, Speck, goodbye, goodbye. And the two grown men go and open the door to the closet and go and stand in the closet and close the door. And there's two of us standing in the dark in the closet. And I'm thinking, if someone else walked in the door right now, what would they think? What would they think? So we sat in there for a good 4 or 5 minutes until we heard some rustling of papers. We waited for a minute and Val sprang open the door and we both went, aha! And Speck went like this and started scrambling like this and the papers flew everywhere. And he was scared absolutely to death. He peed on the sofa. But Val didn't have any problems with Speck tearing papers apart and getting up on the sofa again. I think when we hear this passage, be ready, he's going to come. God's coming like a thief in the night. He's going to get you. He's going to get you when you least expect it. 95% of the sermons, I think, today in America will probably have that as the message. You've got to be ready because God comes like a thief and you never know. And he's going to go, aha! Gotcha! Having fun, having an unclean thought, something. So you better be ready. And I want to put it to you. Can I get my next slide, Barb? Yeah, just Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever your favorite search engine is. God comes like a thief in the night. And this is what your 99% of the pictures are going to be. And I want to propose to you that it's a real shame because the message is exactly the opposite when we dig a little bit deeper into it. The message is exactly the opposite. Jesus says God comes like a divine burglar to steal your soul, to steal your heart when you least expect it. Can I get one more one? And it's not a scary passage at all. God comes at a time in the passage, it says in the second or third watch of the night. Why does God come as a burglar in the second or third watch at night? Because when we're going to sleep or we're asleep, we don't have the mask on. We're who we genuinely are. Good, bad, hopes, fears, whatever. Other than when we're during the day and someone says, how are you? And we say, oh, I'm just doing fine. At night is when we're who we really are. And that's what God really, really wants. It's why whenever I'm in counseling and someone says, you know, I had a dream, I immediately perk up. And immediately want to hear if they're willing to share with me what the dream is, because the dreams reveal something about us and who we really are. So if we look at the passage and you're still not sure whether I'm right about this or not, let's start at the very beginning. Jesus says, don't be afraid. For it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And the Greek verb tense is the aorist, meaning it's already happened. He's already given it to you. The gift is already given to you and it's already given to me. It's sort of like something, it's an action that has already been completed. You know, Don went to River Bend and shot 73 last Tuesday. It's already happened. You can't change it. She ate a flatbread with mushrooms on it yesterday at Parma Ridge. It's happened. You can't change it. God has already given you the kingdom. We've been given the gift. It's up to us to accept the gift, and that's the difficult part. Because here's the essence of the gift. Here's the essence of Christianity, really. It's not about the things that we'd like it to be about. It's not about following rules. It's not about being more religious than someone else. It's not about having our rules be better than their rules, or these people belong and these people don't belong. It's about being able to radically accept that you're radically accepted. Can you honestly believe that with all your nakedness, with all your sinfulness, with all my nakedness and sinfulness and poverty and everything else, that I'm unconditionally loved? And most of us can't accept it. It's darn hard. But that is the gift. Then let's go one more. Can I get one more, Barb? And then there's this stunning, poetic image of God in the middle. I don't know if you noticed it. I was listening to a sermon at Andrews Air Force Base probably 12 years ago. And I don't know why this stuck with me, but the chaplain, his name was Chaplain Thornley, he was an Air Force chaplain, and he was talking about God as a general. And he was talking about how horrified we would be if we saw a general taking his own trash out. And then when you did this, that, or the other thing, when we did this, that was like treating God like he had to take his own trash out. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Chaplain Thornley, look at this. It is like the master who, when the master comes home, will put on an apron and serve you. God puts on an apron and is waiting to wait on us. Is that a stunning poetic image of a God who loves us, or what? To me, it's absolutely incredible. Barb, can I get one more? I sort of start to wrap up here. I paraded a squash during the baptism last week. And I just said, isn't it amazing that God brings something like this out of the dirt? And that our bodies take this with the acids in our stomach and break down the compounds into something that will feed us. I talked about the rich fool who put all of his faith and trust in his wealth instead of the greater things of God. And when we start to think about the world as a tender blueberry that is sizzling through space, only protected by the love of a God who loves you and me, we start to look at the world in a different way. We start to look at other humans in a different way. We start to look at things like wars in Ukraine or China waving rockets at Taiwan as absolute silliness. In the grand scheme of things, it's absolutely sizzling. It's absolutely silly. This is far more significant. And when we start to perceive the world this way, this is the kingdom of God. And it's already been given to you. How do you do it? It's the long, comfortable car ride. Have you started talking to God yet? You started talking to God and just saying, God, yeah, I don't know why, but right now, I feel it's a good time to tell you that I'm not feeling very good. I'm worried. I'm anxious. I'm scared. I feel great. I miss someone. I need your help with this. Start the dialogue. The gift has already been given to you. It's up to you and me to open the door and to pick it up.